Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Carshénah with versefilmsproductions, and this is SCREAMTOBER. I'll be doing a video a day for 31 days up into Halloween, so let's get started.
Welcome to Verse Films Productions' annual SCREAMTOBER here on our horror channel. I'm your host, Carshénah, and I've got 31 days to get you in the mood for Halloween. Join me as I share a video a day with a new theme each week that you will find scary, haunting, and sometimes just plain fun. Let's get into it. Night of Terror. The heirs to a family fortune are required to attend a seance at the spooky old family mansion. However, throughout the night, members of the family are being killed off one by one. Streaming free on YouTube. Night of Terror, Columbia Pictures, 1933, directed by Benjamin Stoloff, being one of many contributions to the horror film mysteries attributed to Universal's cycle that all began with Dracula in 1931, starring Bela Lugosi, that legendary Hungarian actor, and an interesting horror murder mystery commonly produced at that time, though not the best nor worst of this type. Night of Terror has become one of the most neglected and least known of the forgotten thrillers due to lack of availability, even with the Lugosi name above the title. This is a classic murder mystery set at a spooky old mansion. Wealthy Richard Reinhardt is murdered at his posh estate. There are plenty of kooky and creepy people about who frequent the manor. Bella plays a household servant, a mystic who believes in his wife's ability to foretell the future. Wallace Ford plays the wisecracking reporter who seems one step ahead of the police. While the police believe an escaped maniac is the killer, Ford probes to learn who will benefit from Reinhardt's murder. Bela Lugosi was added to the cast to give the film a horror element, but all he does is provide a few menacing glares. Comedy relief is provided by Martin, the black chauffeur who jumps and stutters at every shadow. He spent the entire movie trembling, jumping, yelping, stuttering, and hiding. I could barely stand to watch him. At one point, after it was mentioned that he was also in the will, he asked if he could be removed from the will because it mentioned he'd be receiving $100 a month for the rest of his life. His response was, "As long as I live, that's what makes me feel so nervous. If there is any way that you all can legally take me out of this will, I would appreciate it." He was so scared that he would be killed as a result of being in the will that he wanted to be disinherited. Some may say that Martin was the only smart man amongst them. He was willing to forego money to save his life. And I disagree. If you saw the depiction of Martin in so many black male characters back then you know that there was no attempt to portray Martin as smart, obedient, and faithful were about the only qualities that servants were to possess back then. Night of Terror was included in the Son of Shock Theater movie package sold to local TV stations across the country in 1958 by Screen Gems, following the success of Shock Theater in 1957. With all of the special effects now available, we can't take this film seriously, but we can laugh at the cliches. The film also closes on an amusing note, the presumed dead maniac turning to the viewer and threatening to pay them a visit if they reveal the identity of the murderer. It was just one of those low-budget thrillers, so off the wall that you couldn't help but like it.